Hey guys, welcome back to Beer Geek Nation. Thanks for joining me once again. These guys won't leave my house, so we keep doing beer reviews. I'm joined by Mr. Nathan Cornwell, Mr. Ben Hoover, rocking the hat. We are looking at New Holland Brewing. This is my first New Holland Brewing out of Michigan. This is their Dragon Milk, which is aged in in oak barrels. It is an old ale, which is actually the precursor to barley wines. Comes in at 10% ABV. With that said, let us get into a glass, let you know how it smells, tastes, give you the verdict on New Holland's Dragon's Milk, aged in oak barrels. Alright, so the appearance on the Dragon's Milk, another black as night, really light head. Wouldn't expect it at 10%, so there's not going to be a whole lot of head on this one. Barrel aged too. Carbonation lightly coming off the bottom of the glass. Light brown head. Alcohol 10% sticking to the glass. You definitely get the feet.
The head is definitely dissipating quickly.
Yeah, very little head.
10% you would expect.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard for the proteins to hold up.
Yep. So, all right. So the aroma on the Dragon's Milk: alcohol, vanilla beans, bourbon.
Yeah,
definitely huge bourbon notes.
Bourbon,
big alcohol, coffee notes, toffee notes, caramel notes in there. Tons of mouthfeel.
Caramel notes.
Very, very good smell. It's what you would expect from technically an old ale, which is a barley wine aged in oak barrels. Basically, the smells that you're getting. All right, so let's taste the Dragon's Milk. To me, it tastes like liquid. It's like a really light chocolate. I get really big bourbon notes, huge amounts of vanilla in this one. Gigantic vanilla notes. You get all those oak characters in this one. You get the bourbon notes, the big, huge mouthfeel, just coats your mouth. Caramel notes, toffee, coffee. I mean, what do you guys?
I don't have a lot to add to that because I'm like, he's going over easily. Bourbon, chocolate.
Yeah, sorry.
Toffee, kind of caramel.
It's all malt. There's no hop at all. No hops at all. It's all malt. But
this still, like, even without a ton of hops, this still reminds me of a barley wine a lot. I'm getting a lot of the same flavors. You know, it's like drinking half of a Bigfoot or half of a Flying Mouflon.
It's very warming. You get that warming feel.
I like it. I can definitely taste that it's got the caramel flavor. It's got vanilla flavor. It's smooth. I'm not tasting a lot of alcohol myself, and it's certainly not bitter. It is not bitter at all. And I think it's a good beer. I think it's tasty. I really do.
Yeah, it's a. All right, the verdict on Dragon's Milk from New Holland Brewing, coming at 10%, aged in oak barrels. This is one of my standby go-to beers if I just want to have a single beer and be done for the rest of the night. I think it's intense. There's big flavors, big aromas, big appearance. An extreme beer, but at the same time, it's a balanced beer. It works real well in all aspects.
Definitely balanced.
You know, like I said, it has all these extreme flavors, but again, it has an agenda. It does its agenda, and it gets out. And I think that's a great thing for a big beer to do. And this is, you know,
I'm gonna have to give it a solid A. And the only reason I'm giving it an A instead of an A+ is that I have not had a lot of other old ales. So I want to reserve it. Maybe I'll come back in a year and say this is the A+ beer. But right now I'm going to give it a solid A. I will say that this beer really deserves everything it gets because it is an incredible beer. This, you know, people talk about barley wines, and I'm like, now that I've had this, I'm like, barley wines have a lot of way to go because this beer is excellent.
It's just straight up tasty. It's smooth. There's no bad taste. I really like it a lot. I'm like Ben. I haven't had a lot of, you know, old ones like this, and I just think it's tasty and smooth. I give it an A. I just give it a straight up A.
Sweet. So A's around the table. And remember, folks, life is too short. Drink amazing beers. Cheers, my friends.
Cheers.